Hi, I'm Bruce McAllister, as you probably know. And just to be boring, my website is brucemcallister.com, McAllister with one L. There, we've got rid of that for a change very quickly. Okay, I'm here to talk about the news that's not the news. Yesterday's news was shocking. I was going to do it yesterday because it's just absolutely nothing worth reading at all. But I didn't. Why? I didn't feel like it. It's one of those things. Anyway, today I'm appearing without makeup, as I do every day, because I can't afford makeup. I'm a pensioner. I can make down. I'm not quite sure how you do that though. Okay, today let's talk about the news that's not the news. These are stories that appeared on news.com today. I'm going to go through here. There's only about 4 or 5 I want to talk about. The rest aren't worth worrying about. Well, none of them are, quite frankly. First one is about MAFS, Married at First Sight. Now, I'm happy to say I watched one episode of the first series and thought this is rubbish, I don't want to watch any more. Then I read James Weir's comments on each episode for about, 3 or 4 episodes, and he became very repetitive, so I don't do that anymore. Anyway, here's a headline. I'm going to read it because I've got a piece of paper stuck up here next to the camera because my memory's not that good. And the headline said, MAFS stars big money win. Now apparently there were 2 MAFS stars. You appear on a reality program as bad as MAFS and you're a star. These 2 are probably stars because they actually did get married, had a child and are expecting a second one. However, the headline, they had huge money win. I thought this could be interesting. They won a lottery or whatever. Signs a big contract, who knows? Turns out they live on the Gold Coast. And they sold their house on the Gold Coast and they made a $150,000 profit. If you only made $150,000 on a home sale on the Gold Coast today, you paid too much in the first place. That's not a news story, and who the hell cares? Because they're going to have to pay a bloody fortune to buy another house, even more than what they sold the old one for. And now we're talking millions because they're stars. I don't know how that works. Must be very, very lenient banks or something. I don't know. Don't care. Moving on. Okay, next one. Oh, here we go. It says young Australians unleash on government as well, can't read by writing, excuse me a second. Okay, as the gobbledygook and gobbledygook whatever. Okay, they're saying basically all the young people in Australia are against the government. Join a queue, guys. We've all been there through various generations for most of our lives. It's a long queue, not much fun, it never changes. They're saying the government people don't take Australia's problems seriously, as if. And they're only worried about re-election, as if. So, gee whiz, some young person spoke up and said, I don't trust the government because they don't listen to me. And I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course you do. Moving on, because that was seriously boring. I didn't even bother reading the rest of the story. And why would you? Okay. Oh, this is really important. Taylor Swift apologises for being too drunk. Too drunk for what? I didn't bother reading to find out. But if you're apologising for being too drunk, then you weren't drunk enough to apologise for anything. Because you wouldn't remember it. But anyway, because it's Taylor Swift, it is immediately headlined. I mean, if Taylor Swift was heard farting in a toilet, it'd be world news. And people would be trying to catch her the gas in glass jars to sell online. Yeah, another no story, isn't it? Boring. Moving on. Oh yeah, this one. A lady said, I ate rice for a year and now I own 6 houses. if she ate rice for a year and she has 6 houses, that's impossible. What I'm thinking is that during that 1 year, her mind went wayward, and now she can only speak in Asian languages. It's like she's saying, sumimasen, watashi no nihongo wa totemoheru desu, which in Japanese means, oh, sorry, my Japanese is crap. And she'd be saying, I bought 6 houses because I only ate rice. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And how stupid you go. What are you going to do with 6 houses apart from sell them and live well? I might go and buy some more rice. But only buy koshi curry rice, because that's the Japanese rice they use for sushi, and it is very, very tasty, I must admit. And I'm a big sushi fan. Oh, by the way, the stuff you buy from Japanese takeaway restaurants in supermarkets and whatever are owned by Chinese. How do I know this? Because I had a tenant staying for a short time, about 6 months. And she was Taiwanese, and her bosses, who owned the only Japanese restaurant in Burnie, were Taiwanese. And when she first moved in, she asked me if I knew how to make California rolls. There's ones that long black things that are wrapped in seaweed with stuff inside. Yes, I do know how to make sushi. Another go. I do know how to make those. I had a sushi restaurant. I lived in Japan for 7 years. My ex-wife of 20 odd years was Japanese. I learned how to make real sushi. And those things they sell as sushi are not sushi. They're California rolls. It's an American invention based on sushi. Anyway, done properly, they taste really good. Coming out of a Japanese restaurant owned by Taiwanese who are cutting prices by not putting in good ingredients and using the wrong rice, tastes like shit. Okay, just my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. Okay, let's move on. What's the last one? Oh, we hate Australia. So 2 young Poms, for those of you who don't know, Poms are English people. They never could come back to Australia. They bagged it big time. And they stayed here for several months on a working holiday visa or whatever. I don't know what sort of visa they had. And now they're going back to England, never to return. Here's the kicker. During their 6 months in Australia, they spent the whole time in Melbourne. Before I moved to Tasmania, I lived in Melbourne for, 8 years. I'd sooner do 15 years for murder than 8 years in Melbourne. No wonder they hated the place. But being Poms, they should have kept their mouth shut and just gone back to England. I mean, that's got to be so much better with all the drama they've got there, and the cost of living, and the bloody awful weather. Well, good luck to them. Who cares? It doesn't matter. And that's enough for me. See you later. Bye.